Hey guys, what's up? Light, and welcome back to the channel. Very glad to have you, and I appreciate all the support in the couple of my first streams that I was using to test out everything, and the last video too with the LT. Coming back at you at a probably quicker rate than usual, because I just uploaded the LT and I streamed a couple times as well. I think in between that, or just right after, but definitely was shocked and surprised with the Badger. That's what I'm bringing to you on the plate today. Some freaking Badger gameplay. Something I thought I'd never do just because I rarely touch this tank, honestly. Like, I have 100, no, not even, I have like less than 100 battles in this tank. And I feel like I didn't give it a chance, like I rarely touch it. Maybe if I'm platooning, I'll grab it here and there, but like I don't touch this often since I got it, and I've been playing this game for a while, so that just tells you a lot that you need to know, I guess, of my dismissal of this tank. It's a great tank, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The DPM, the buff to the accuracy a bit as you turn your tank. I think the dispersion, everything about this tank is just better, and I think they did increase the traverse as well as you turn your tank from left to right, so that's amazing. And yeah, I'm not a fan of the kind of hold down and sit and farm. That's what you see like me driving this way in the Badger. I just really want to catch something out. I want to shoot it. I'm a very aggressive type of player, and I really like to put a lot of damage out. So like this kind of idea of playing a Badger, I guess I kind of never got it, but you don't have to play it like that. So as you're gonna see, I'm gonna definitely use it the way I like to use it, and that's just being aggro with it, but not too aggro, because then you're just gonna die in suicide. But I definitely love the kind of, it's basically like a Swiss knife. It can do like a couple things at once. Like, it's really good, like kind of like a jack of all trades, right? I can play aggressive in it, and I could also, like, when needed to clutch games and all, I can go hold down and pretty much manipulate bounces at will, or just use my armor and whatnot. So yeah, we're here in Middleburg. As I was talking about the Badger and all at the start, nothing really to commentate on, as we just chased a Sheridan down the hill and I was just getting some free shots here down in town. But now I'm gonna go for this mouse here just because he looks pretty isolated, and I'm pretty much away from the TP gun. But I see he's trying to look for shots in me maybe. So I'm just gonna back up here, and I don't want to put myself in a crossfire. The reason I'm not turning around and turning away from the mouse to shoot me in the back is because I'd rather take a shot from the mouse with HE maybe than a TP with HE from the back. So there you have it. There, I thought it was a William shot, but the thing is, I think I fired just a tad bit too late. So yeah, the shot placement was good, just the timing was pretty bad. So put another shot there in the IS-7, and again, these were my first games on NA, so I was like, I'm pretty bored after some training on Europe, and I was like, let me just take the Badger. I haven't played this thing in a while, because when you play a lot of games, you get bored pretty easily when you're playing by yourself, because you play the same tanks over and over. And so it was nice getting to take out the Badger and seeing what it was about again. Yeah, nothing really to go over there. I was just farming damage in crunch time when the game was practically over. So first game was pretty much a sealed victory for us at the very start. We had a pretty good team. We took control of top and bottom as well. It seems that their team was more inclined to camp, as you saw the TP there in the back red line. So that didn't help their push in town. And yeah, we were able to crossfire them as they sat more in the back of the map, and we were able to take that easy win for us. In the future, I'll definitely look to invest in a better mic for streaming, just because recently I personally don't like the quality. But I think I mentioned, if you didn't know before, my lightning cable / charging port for the iPad can only be used for charging. I can't plug any headphones in it. I have literally a few pairs of headphones that are much higher in quality and better for voice that just, it doesn't recognize it. I'm not sure what the problem is. It recognizes a charging cable for charging, but it just does not recognize headphones. So yeah, that's why I use Bluetooth headphones. I've tried AirPods before. The quality wasn't good. I've tried some better headphones like these, like the Bluetooth headphones, and they're not really that good on the iPad. So yeah, it's whatever. But here we're in Lagoon. I'm glad I had some content to talk about in between the queue and the game, but I'm definitely gonna go to ACAP here, just because I have a lot of hold down potential in the Badger. And again, like I said, I love playing aggressive. That's kind of like my style, and I definitely want to get a jump on these heavies maybe here. So I'm gonna go over here and aim a well-placed shot in the K91, but unfortunately it just doesn't pen, so that's fine. I'm just gonna get out of dodge here. You know, I didn't think that shot was gonna pen, so I still had the heat loaded because I either was gonna track him or pen him, and so I ended up penning him. Surprisingly, I thought I was just gonna track him, but as you see, look at the pen that I have with Rammer. It's not the best. I can't even pen the side of the turret of the IS-7 when he's turned. Yes, the IS-7 has a strong turret, but you know, for a TD, the pen is kind of lackluster. I think that's one of the few flaws of the Badger. But if the pen was amazing, you know, like having DPM and all this, it would make the tank even a bit more broken than it already is, to be honest. So yeah, I can't be complaining too much about the Badger now. So I'm just gonna keep putting myself at an angle, not too forward, just so the IS-7 doesn't get a clear shot of my bottom plate, since that's pretty easy to pen. Just with standard AP, it's not the best armored unless you're against mediums or something. But here I'm going to start putting a few shots here in the VK, but before I do, I know that VK's in a reload, so I can just put in a quick shot in the WT, making him not peek as much for a team. Here I put another shot in the VK. I'm expecting it to move and slide over to the left, but this is where the bloom is actually pretty good on the Badger actually. It goes exactly where you aim it, so I shoot again, and that's 3 bounces in a row on this VK, but this time I take a little bit of a better shot there instead of snapshotting on it. The gun is very accurate, but for heavily armored tanks, you just don't want to snapshot like that, because yeah, you can pen them, but like, it's kind of risky when you do have time to just aim them in, to be honest. And I had all the time in the world. There was no reason to snapshot and just bounce those 3 shells in a row. So I'm gonna put a shot in the Badger, not in the Badger, in the 1A3, and he bounces me as I turn against his gun last second. There's not many tanks that you can bounce at will, but it's crazy. I thought the Badger, at least like when I go against the Badger, even when it has like enhanced armor, I feel like I can pen it like butter. So like people struggling like to pen it against me, I think it was shocking to me. But then I realized, yeah, it's not the, you know, I'm not going against the best players, so it's, I guess it's not like the best comparison to compare myself against just random players in the game. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like any good player, I think, I feel could just pen you like butter. It is troll though, for sure. I would say against lower penning guns like, you know, mediums and stuff, that then you could definitely tell that if it's a good player or not. You can have some skill and like angling and whatnot. So I have yet to find those games yet. Even today, I mean, we'll check because I hardly remember these games. I did like a very quick session, maybe 6-7 games, and 7 games I believe, just because I was looking at the time with the screen recorder, and I think we were in time for me to squeeze in 7, which is almost like the old videos where I used to do 8. So just in between the new and old videos. But here we are in Dynasty Pearl. I didn't mean to block my Leo. I just wanted to set up a shot here, but I think it's a little too late, and I don't expect a Leo PTA to peek there. But you never know, right? I've seen crazier things. So I'm just going to go through the middle here. And then the VZ55 joins me because he got shot out a bit earlier from the right. So it looks like I can probably put into some good farm here on the right side of the map. But I'm just going to elect to just clear the left side easily as I just see a Leo spotted. And then I see that TP, but I'm fine with trading with this Leo if anything. But what I'm going to do now is just chill in the back for a bit, get the other shot in, and now I can move into my hold down positioning knowing that the Leo is far away from farming my side. So I'm going to put a shot in the 50 TP, the tier 9, and I'm going to see if I can snapshot this Leo. I feel like the only tanks I can shoot that are probably like a Leo with, you know, like the dispersion consumable. So I don't know why I was even trying to, but I was just testing the accuracy of the gun. It goes nowhere where I aim, but that's completely fine. Again, the 1A3, I feel like this gun doesn't have that much bloom, I'll be completely honest with you. It kind of hits the center of the mass where you aim. And sometimes you kind of don't want it to do that. Like, you want it to behave like kind of like a regular gun, right? Where you shoot and like it shoots around your reticle most of the times, like from distance, as you saw there. I was expecting like maybe if I aim at center mass, I can probably hit like the left or right side of the 1A3. But here I'm going to try to manipulate a bounce. Just because I don't want to get shot by the 1A3. But I'm like, you know what, if I take one, I take one. So he ends up bouncing, and I put in a nice traction onto him. The TP, as you see here, is going to have no problem penning me, just because I'm not at the best angle. And I'm going to put in a shot there at the TP, but I don't want to completely face hug him, because then I'll leave my side exposed for the 1A3 to kill me. So I'm going to put in a high roll there. I'm fine to take one from the TP from the side, just to have that 1A3 pre-aimed like here, and then just finish him with a nice snapshot. So you see, like, at a close enough distance, right? The Badger, even at some slight distance, it has some really good accuracy for snapshotting and whatnot. So I don't recommend you snapshot every single time, but if you need to, just like you saw there, man, hit them snapshots. Like, just go ahead and fire them off, because you're gonna hit you're gonna hit them more than often. So I was very surprised by the Badger gun. And to finish my explanation earlier, I felt like the Badger, again, it's crazy that I'm complaining that it's too accurate, because when you shoot tanks at sort of a distance, right? If you shoot to the left of like the tank, like that 1A3, it'll probably go to the far left, or if you shoot at the right. So you kind of want to shoot the center mass, because it can go either left or right. But this tank, it went dead center. So I mean, I was very impressed with it. In this game, right, as you see, what I can do here is kind of run away and defend C-cap, but then I see the 57 here, so I'm just keen on maybe just the Leo running away and him winning the game for us. So I get a nice bounce on the 6-8, and here I'm just going to chill and try to distract them as much as I can and try to survive for as long as I can. So I get a track shell in the 6-8, and I'm going to put in a shot in the VK, I think, here. And that's going to be the end of my game. He ends up penning me with heat, I think, on like my cheek or something. So that was pretty wicked by him, not gonna lie. It was a good shot. But unfortunately, they're gonna end up capping C and we lose the game. I told him here if he hides, we can win, just because I didn't expect them to be smart enough to stop the cap in time, because we could have probably won in like maybe 5 to 7 more seconds, I think, if I did my math correctly. But then I told him, no, we have to eliminate him and we win. But unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. He's still running, and yeah, I would have just took my chances and maybe tried to circle the IS-7 or something, but it's fine. Yeah, our hard work definitely was negated there. Unfortunately, we were minus a tank on the left, even though we had such a crazy advantage. But I ended up doing 6K there, as you saw. 3 kills, no ace, and a big loss for us, which kind of sucks, but that's just the way the beast, to be honest. We had a 0 damage, a 1 shot of damage teammate, and you know, the things didn't work out for us. They just had the better team. So yeah, if I had more HP in the end, I definitely would have been able to survive much longer. But you know, that shot from the TP continuously while I was distracted, or actually more paying attention and focusing not to get heshed by the 1A3, kind of sealed my fate there, I think. But overall, very good game to show the accuracy of the Badger, to show that it can put in a lot of work, especially in very tight-knit close games. And yeah, it's just a great, great tank destroyer. I was playing some 6.8 recently with a friend from the clan, and man, it's so good in platoons, right? You just take a heavy and a 263 together, and you guys can do wonders. So maybe I'll do a video on those 263 soon. Just because I have not ever played that tank much, if not at all, by myself. It's always been in like platoons and whatnot. And I just reached 100 battles in it, so again, it's almost like the Badger, where like I don't really touch it unless it's like in a platoon or whatever, where I don't really care about it as much to play by myself or anything. In fact, I think most of my tanks have been used for platoons, maybe except minus like 1 or 2 tanks, which is like the Yo or something like that. But yeah, here we are in Faust, right? I have such hold down potential that I can just hug this corner here. And I'll be honest, I did not expect that E50M there, just because in pubs, when you see something spotted first on one side of the map, usually the majority, if not all their team would be there. So I didn't expect the C50 and the Foch to be here. But the good thing for me is I have much more hold down armor than them, and enough penetration to shoot them and pen them where they can't do to me. So I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to try and win this side with the T22. I'm going to put it in a heat shell just because, you know, I don't want to aim in as much to the cupola and just would rather have an easy shot. But as he gives me his exposed bottom plate, I'm definitely going to put in that AP shell. I see the E50 behind me. There's no way he's going to just ram me from behind and just... Whoa, pause. Well, I meant like, you know, kind of like just ram me from behind with his tank and just block me there. But what I'm going to do here is definitely help my T22 survive as long as possible, because it's just me and him. So if you go for a double track there, the 183 hits the dirt, or on this map you can call the snow, and yeah, I helped the 183, and excuse me, I helped the 183 get cleared with my T22. So here I put in a snapshot. I don't think it was it was definitely well aimed, but I don't think it was necessary to snapshot, just because, you know, he's not going anywhere. So I just finish him with the T22. And Minnow can save his shells as he reloads his third one now, and we can finish this Foch. Again, the accuracy failed me. I aimed under the gun, it shot the gun, and the last shot, you know, kind of whiffed to the left. So there's gonna be games where, you know, the gun trolls you, right? But more often than not, man, like, the accuracy on this gun is definitely gonna save you from a lot of trouble. So don't under rely on the tank in terms of accuracy. I would bank on this being a sure shot, maybe like 8 to 10, you know, like times out of, you know, the shots you're gonna ring out. So I'm gonna go behind the tanks on the bottom, just because if I chase the TP, I'm not gonna really get enough damage, because like it's what, 2 shots, and I could probably farm 3 to 4 shots here on this AMX, just because the E100 is gonna get eliminated, and the AMX I can farm right from behind. So it's gonna be a really good farm for me, or at least I thought. Or he can just run away and get shot from everyone except me. So as soon as I get there and I put my shot, I only put 68 damage. And I was so annoyed by that. I don't know why. But of course, in like, not a toxic way, but I was like, man, are you crazy? Like, why? Give me my damage. I worked hard for it. I told him, yeah, man, you're insane. That was a great play. But yeah, it could have been much higher damage, but you know, the AMX, he made the right play. He had 2 donuts on his team, and I feel like he felt like he was gonna die a quicker death if he goes forward. So kudos to him. I recently bought back the WZ1115A. I'm slowly buying back my collectors, but without spending a single dime. I was opening a bunch of deluxe containers from the luxury lounge, just because I had so much premium time and I had like almost 2,000 days of active premium time, and I think if you trade in 30 days, it's like 4,500 diamonds. So I spent and I converted almost all of it. I have like 180 days now of premium time left. So yeah, if you haven't used the luxury lounge and you think it's not the best, you're wrong, because I got like over 460, almost 500. I got from 4 to 500 gold boosters that I can earn like 20 gold for wins if I activate them. On top of that, I got so many certificates for a bunch of premium tanks, right? Given they're lower tier, like 7, I think like 1-8, some 6 and whatnot, but still, those tanks are going to be converted in the future to premium tanks, as you see Wargaming is implementing all these changes. So that's even more gold for the future, a future investment. So all the premium time that, like I basically could do nothing with, Wargaming added an event where you can pretty much basically get rid of almost all of it at no cost to you to get some pretty cool rewards. So I got some decent gold, enough to buy a collector and a collector back, a tier 10 collector, and yeah, and a bunch of investment in the future with the gold boosters and the certificates for those premium tanks that are gonna get converted. So here, look, in this game, disaster strikes, right? So what I do here, I think it was definitely my fault. I don't know if it would have made a difference or not, but check this out. So I put a blind shot in there. I don't think it wasted too much time for me crossing, but actually, now looking back at it, I think it did. So I'm spotted here crossing, and they're lining up shots. And so, unfortunately, again, like I said earlier, disaster struck, and that 57 just shot premium at me. Again, it's not the hardest tank to pen. The Badger is with premium, especially if I'm tracked like that. So I just get nuked crossing. But I feel like once I get to this position, I'm ready to rock and roll. Like, I'm ready to just dominate. So I put in a shot at the 57. I'm angling so he won't get the first pen, right? So I angle just as he's about to shoot, and I'm just going to take care of this dude. Or so I thought, but then I get shot from the middle of the map, which I know I'm pretty exposed to, but I didn't expect him to drive that forward to shoot me. So it seems most of their tanks had all their attention towards me for like a shootout, or like for us here in general on the left side. But it's like, you're going to see like at the end of this video, or like if you invest so much of your resources for one side of the map, and you just let the mediums of ours just wreak havoc, it's kind of an automatic loss. So the resources they spent on eliminating me and setting up that weird kind of like tournament style nuke definitely did not go in their favor. So my WZ's heated, and he definitely wants all the smoke. But yeah, I'm just telling them exactly what I'm telling you. Like, they used all their resources to shoot a Badger, right? And just like for this side of the map, and they forgot 6 other tanks in the game existed. And unfortunately, they're gonna pay the ultimate price for that. So my friends, you are kind of abandoned the win there. So again, I think I was pretty annoyed at that, and I was like, man, I gotta make it up. So hopefully in the next game or two, I can make this game up, because it was pretty bad. Not anything that I did wrong necessarily, more so that I didn't really expect them to play like that. You don't really expect teams to play so synchronized together, honestly. Usually random battles are a bunch of random players together mixed in, and of course they have some synchronization with a side maybe they'll go to, but not like, a guy will set up here to spot and the other guys would be set up to, shoot and nuke it out, especially if they're not all TDs like the 57. But and then the the VZ drove up to eliminate me from the side up there in town. And so it was definitely a weird game to play, but again, I do think I would have been unspotted if I didn't, kind of stop and go for that blind fire, which I'm not sure if I hit. I didn't even check at the end of the game or at the start. But yeah, it worked out in our favor, because they may have eliminated me fast and got the early kill, but they sacrificed a lot of positioning for that, and my mediums were good enough and smart enough to capitalize on it and just flank right away, not wasting time on air capping which is pretty rare to see nowadays. So very glad I had a good team that was able to carry me for the victory there. So Badger, legendary camouflage and attachment. It's amazing, right? But I feel like they need to make more camos. Like, I love the historical aspect of these camos, or just like kind of like the reference they have, you know, like the Badger with the Badger camo, you know, kind of relating to the animal, you know, based in the UK. You know, there's different, well, there's two types of badgers, I believe, in the world, right? There's the North American badger, and then there's badgers all around, like in Europe, like in Russia, in the UK and stuff like that in the wild. And the honey badger, obviously, that we all know and love. So it's cool that they implemented kind of that style. I think the 6.3 also has a camo. I think it's like a wolf on the left side, like a big black wolf. So it's pretty cool. I would like to see more camos like that, but then again, like, I love these new, like, kind of tanks blitz style camos that Wargaming is implementing and kind of taking notes from, where they're more reactive and pretty fun. Because at the end of the day, you know, this is just a game, right? I don't think anyone, or mostly all the player base, cares if things are historically kind of accurate when it comes to camos, because that's just a choice for the player cosmetically. It's not like it's forced and designed on the tank or whatever. So yeah, I'm just gonna put in a heat show here, but then I'm like, you know what, this guy's not moving. There's no reason to go for a risky snapshot there if he's just gonna give me a clear shot with AP. So I switched to AP, shoot the side there, and I'm gonna go try to put in a shot here, but I also don't want to take a shot. So I put in the snapshot there, it doesn't quite hit, it drifts off to the right. But what I'm gonna do now, as he's on reload, I'm just gonna cross, so he's not gonna get a shot on me. 704, I did not spot him, so he could have got a shot on me, but I think he was aiming his gun all the way, so, or he shot, one or the other. So I'm just gonna go and see if I can farm down this VK here. But I'm gonna eliminate the tortoise first. I'm gonna back off, and we're gonna 3v1 this VK. So I'm gonna put a shot in the side here, and I don't want to hug his side because he can usually like kind of block me there, as you see. So I'm just gonna put in a track shell to keep it in place. I know it was risky there because I know I probably won't pen it at that angle, but if I can keep him there for my team to shoot at him, that's great for me. So I'm just gonna put an AP shell there. No reason to shoot heat because I might low roll, so I just put it in that little thin margin. And since I'm at a close distance, I can aim it in well with a good gun in the Badger. And yeah, here I just rammed the Kron thinking I was gonna get some extra damage. I'm gonna put an HE shell there, but unfortunately it was not necessary since the tanks comboed him out of the game. So the only HE I got there was 120. So yeah, that didn't matter, and I'm still gonna keep trying to get some damage here. I'm gonna put in a snapshot here in the 704 on the move because it's a pretty close distance. And yeah, our team was really good there. We swept right through that team, through the enemy team, and we were able to get the 7-0 victory. And I was like, man, you know what, that game was pretty fast, right? And I know I didn't have that much time, so maybe I can play another battle or two. We'll see. So I get in the nice, you know, shot there to end the game, and our team was really good. So sometimes you're just kind of happy that you got some decent damage with a good team like that. And we're gonna go in this game here, right? And I was thinking about ending the recording just because I was pretty close on time. Actually, I don't even know right now as I'm recording if it's gonna be enough to download, but I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna take the gamble. Usually I like to leave it at half an hour, but I think I went like 4 minutes over. But it's much better than like 45 to 48 minutes, so I'm pretty sure everything's gonna be fine with the processing and stuff on the iPad, since I do everything on the iPad. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward for this final game here. I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible, but you never know, especially playing the Badger. You can't really run from spawn 1 to enemy spawn 1, so let's see what I can do here. So I do like the idea of playing A. I see the 260 wants to, but our entire team is going on the right, and as a slow mobile TD, right, in terms of just max speed, you can't really separate yourself too far from the base of the team, the nucleus of the team, where a big chunk of your team is. So like, I want to support this 260, right? And I'm like, you know what, I'll take the gamble, I'll take the risk. But looking back on this, I'm really glad he went to the right, because I started following him. And I still kind of stayed here just in case, so we won't get flanked by the M60. But I was like, you know what, I see tanks on the right, there's already 3 spotted. And then I was like, oh, there's the M60. So I was like, yeah, let's just go flank them. And here, if you're ever playing Ghost Factory, right, a lot of people don't mention this, but if they know you're in the factory, just flank them. There's no need to peek through that first door there and get crossfired by tanks hiding from the left and right. Take the safe flank. Yes, you're gonna flash the cap here on the C cap, but you're gonna have a wide open flank here, like you see if they're stopping and there's an engagement here. So I'm gonna put a shot here in the TP. I'm gonna make myself hard to shoot, and so he decides to shoot the easier to pen target, which is the E5. Just because I am pretty troll, especially when I'm angling a bit. So I'm going to do the same thing again here. I'm going to angle slightly, not over angle where he can pen my side. And then I'm just going to aim in. At this point, I don't care if he shoots me or not. But he ends up shooting the E5 again just because he thought I was pretty annoying to deal with. And so, yeah, we're going to go put in some shots on this M60 here. I'm going to test the accuracy here. And again, put in a really nice shot there in the M60 on the cheek. It's able to hit those shots. I didn't think the M60 was going to keep looking at us and was going to start running away, just because most of our team is here and we can push him. So I'm 1 for 2 on that M60. Unfortunately, I don't really have consistent accuracy for that. So the first one was more of a test, and the second one was like, you know what, let me try it again. And, you know, since if that would have hit, maybe I would have kept challenging that, but I was like, you know what, there's no reason for me to put myself in a crossfire if we're not actively trying to pursue the M60 to eliminate. And so I just go back and I go for this Hori here. He gives me a pretty easy shot to pen as he starts driving out at an angle, so I easily pen the side. I don't want the 260 to steal the damage from me because he's coming really quick from behind, so I just pop in the adrenaline. It was a pretty useless adrenaline, just due to the fact that I was only going to use 1 shot with it. It's crazy what desperation in a random battle can do to you, huh? But yeah, I'm gonna go support my E5. I want to keep him alive as long as I can, so let's see if I can put a shot in here. But the super conk starts driving away, so I'm just gonna pre-aim a shot here on him, and you know, we shoot him kind of through the ground in a little, you know, metal reel. But I know the M60 was on D, and I did see him moving towards this direction, right? So now it's a 2v4, and we're going to see how we clutch this. The good thing about my tank is that he's not involved straight into the fight, meaning that I can have more than enough time to deal with this M60 or wait for him here, as you see. So I was waiting for him. I think that took him kind of by surprise, because it looked like he didn't know what he wanted to do, like either run away. But yeah, I'm just going to keep outplaying this M60 here and using my armor to my advantage. And my teammates doing a really good job of staying alive and putting out damage. Unfortunately though, obviously the roof of the tank is not the best, especially when you're looking down at it. Just because it's flat, obviously. So I put in a shot there. Unfortunately, it bounces. I think I definitely did not need to snapshot it. So what I do here is I learn from my mistake, and I just aim maybe a couple milliseconds more. Instead of going for that snapshot again, here I'm gonna have to take a shot, but here again I don't need to snapshot. Like, these aren't bad shots that I'm aiming at, right? These are well aimed shots, but the thing is, like, the Badger, you know, it's a TD at the end of the day, so you kind of want to aim those in. But yeah, we get a really nice victory there. We get another, you know, 5k plus game. The first one was 6k, this one is 5k, but here we get the ace. So very nice to close it out. Got the steel wall. And I'm really glad you guys are watching the videos. See you.